Okay. And good afternoon, everyone, from Pensacola Beach here. We are within 24 hours from a landfall of a hurricane that is going to strike somewhere in the northeastern Gulf. And it could be a major hurricane at that. It's well on its way right now. We'll add some insight to that this half hour on Storm Alert.
We had all the wood cut from last year. 3 times we did it, so it's like wax on, wax off, boards on, boards off.
Hurricane Dennis bringing along a reference to the movie Karate Kid as residents prepare yet again. Well, the Weather Channel is on Storm Alert mode on this Saturday, July 9th. I'm Nicole Mitchell.
And I'm Bob Stokes. We're in Storm Alert mode because of Hurricane Dennis. It's a powerful hurricane, growing stronger now. And it's already tracked over Cuba and is now spinning in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, notice as we go back a few hours how cloud cover murkied, if you will, the eye. But now it's become more clear. In Nicole, that means strengthening.
Yeah, we have the pressure dropping, and when the pressure drops, usually the winds compensate, and sure enough, they have been increasing. So, of course, as this passed over Cuba, that knocked it down somewhat, but now we have noticed, in fact, a report just in from the hurricane hunters who've been flying through the storm, the pressure has decreased even more. So watch for those winds to continue to intensify. So this is going to make landfall tomorrow afternoon or evening. And right now, this is a high-level Category 2. We're expecting there's a good chance this will be a Category 3, a major hurricane when it makes landfall. And, of course, Jim Cantore is in Pensacola Beach today as Hurricane Dennis gets closer and closer.
And Jim tells us the sands of that area are barren because of people evacuating. We go to him now, and Jim, I remember the last time I talked with you when you were covering another entity that the sands were blasting your face. Are you prepared for that? Are you anticipating that as Dennis continues toward its track?
Well, Bob, if there's any silver lining in my coverage anyway, it will be the fact that we will not be on the beach dealing with a sandblasting while this thing comes ashore. We're going to have to evacuate here because, remember, that was Tropical Storm Arlene there in the first couple of weeks of June. We barely had water, if you will, breaking that berm out there. But with this, we got a whole different animal. We have a major hurricane. We're talking about 10 to 15 feet water rise, waves on top of that, rolling right across this island and through here. Some of the first outer bands already making their way through this area. Just some leftover mid and high clouds now, but you can still see that band working its way through the northwestern part of the Panhandle into southern Alabama as well, with some pretty heavy rain, and rainfall rates there 1 to 2 inches an hour. So just a real quick hit there. The first signs, if you will, of this coming on through. Well, we've seen signs all day of people getting out of harm's way. This area, as you mentioned, Bob and Nicole, a virtual ghost town, something you would rarely see on a July weekend on these beautiful white sandy beaches. Today, though, we did find one small spot of what would be a normal Saturday here in Pensacola. As most people continued to evacuate the Florida Panhandle, final emergency preparations were being made. Stores, businesses, and restaurants were shutting down. But one restaurant was staying open, serving food and comfort.
We have a lot of volunteers, officers, firemen, people like you. We hope we get a group of them and accommodate them, you know, they have somewhere to eat. You know. I don't blame the restaurant owners because they have no employees to operate with. Thank God they got a big family, so we're working with the family.
But Vivaris is not taking Dennis lightly, especially after he saw what Ivan did.
We lost our roof, and of course when the roof went, water came in and we lost our ceilings, insulation, some electrical, and of course the carpet. A lot of spoilages, loss of income. It was around $125,000.
Loyal customers were fortunate to have a break before dealing with Dennis.
This is the last restaurant that we think is open, and our favorite restaurant, and we are going back in town to our home in town to finish securing it and leaving town.
And folks, if you get a chance to get down here to Pensacola, I want you to visit that good man Stavros and go to Aegean Breeze. That's his restaurant. He is not only a wonderful man, but also a wonderful cook. Hopefully, life will get back to normal so you can do just that. Right now, we are awaiting Dennis and what it will bring to the Florida Panhandle. We'll keep you posted. Back to you.
Thanks, Jim. Stay safe out there.
That food did look good. Further west, meteorologist Mike Seidel is in Mobile, Alabama. He's also been following Hurricane Dennis.
Yeah, and he filed this report as the weather started to get worse.
The first impact from Hurricane Dennis was felt here in Mobile this afternoon. Our first feeder band. Now, granted, this is one of those outer bands that moved through Pensacola and then over here into Baldwin and Mobile counties. Very heavy rain, winds 20 to 25 miles an hour. That has not been an issue yet. That will change certainly later tonight and tomorrow as Dennis approaches. Take a look across Mobile Bay, and you can see the back edge of the band. These come through with very heavy rainfalls, blinding downpours. Once they move through, we get some clearing. Look at this. So we've got some blue sky here. So what's going to happen is the rain will end, and then we may actually get some sunshine. That's the way it is as you're on the far periphery of a tropical system. As you get closer, you don't get any blue sky, and then it's just continuous rainfall, heavier times than others. Again, a sign of things to come as Dennis approaches the Gulf Coast tonight and tomorrow. Mike Seidel, the Weather Channel, Mobile, Alabama.
And I want to mention again, we just got a report from Aircraft Reconnaissance. The Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunters have been in this pretty much nonstop. This has just had a major pressure drop, Hurricane Dennis, and usually then the winds compensate shortly thereafter. We expect these to continue to intensify.
And of course, Nicole is a hurricane hunter herself. And people are getting away from the Gulf Coast of Florida in large numbers.
And for folks who are still trying to find somewhere to stay when they evacuate, they might not be having much luck.
No, sir. We're full for Saturday and Sunday.
Thank you for choosing Ramada Inn in Natchez. We're booked this weekend. Can I help you?